Hello everyone, it is I, Sonic21011, back again with another video for the 10 Days of Sonic. And in this video, I am gonna list my top 5 favorite Sonic games. So, without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 5 is Sonic Adventure. I remember when I first played this game when I was 10 years old at a Kmart, and there was like a Dreamcast kiosk at my local Kmart, and for some reason I did not like it. I was like, nah, this is not good. I'm not a fan of it. I prefer 2D Sonic, and then I just kind of became more of a fan of Pokemon. But fast forward to the year 2005, and I ended up getting Sonic Adventure DX for my GameCube, and I loved it then. So it slowly became one of my most favorite Sonic games. And the only thing I don't really care for in this game are the big stages. I'm not really a fan of fishing, but it kind of balances itself out because then you got the normal Sonic stages, and then you got the Knuckles stages when you're looking for the Chaos Emerald shards. So every character has their own play style, and then you got Amy, you got to play as Amy, and hers is more slower pace. And you're trying to get away from Zero, and then you got Big, who's fishing. And like I said, the gameplay does balance itself out. And then, of course, you got Tails, who does races with Sonic. And honestly, I like that a little bit better than how they handled Tails in Sonic Adventure 2. And I wasn't the biggest fan of Knuckles' stages in Sonic Adventure 2, which is why I prefer Sonic Adventure. Anywho, moving on to my fourth favorite game in the franchise, and that is Sonic Chaos. Specifically, I prefer the Master System version over the Game Gear version because there are some music differences in the Game Gear version, and my favorite song in the game is actually just a demo track, but I still like it. It's Gigalopolis' Zone's music. But Sonic Chaos is my favorite 8-bit Sonic game. If you've already watched the ranking of the 8-bit games that I made, then you already know this. But Sonic Chaos was the first Sonic game where you can actually fly as Tails. Because in Sonic 2 16-bit, you couldn't fly with Tails. He would fly, but you couldn't fly if you played as Tails. And it also introduced the spin dash to the 8-bit Sonic games, and I also like that it introduced the special stages to the 8-bit games as well, because prior to Sonic Chaos, you can only find the Chaos Emeralds in the levels in Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 8-bit, whereas in Sonic Chaos, all the special stages are also different, which is unique because on 16-bit Sonic 1 and 2, the special stages are the same, whereas in Sonic Chaos, they are all different. Like the first one has Sonic using his rocket shoes power up to fly in the air to get the Chaos Emerald, and then you got other special stages where you're using a pogo spring, the pogo spring object to jump up to different platforms to get the Chaos Emerald. It's really cool. And that's why Sonic Chaos comes in at number 4 on my list. Coming in at number 3, Sonic Mania. And I thought it was a great throwback to 2D Sonic, and I even think it was kind of neat that it incorporated its story also into Sonic Forces. But overall, my favorite thing about Mania is the fact that it was made by Sonic fans. And Sega actually hired a couple Sonic fans to work on this. So you got the Taxman, who worked on Sonic CD 2011, and as well as Stealth, who also worked on the mobile ports of Sonic 1 and 2. And then you also have some other community members that came together and worked on the artwork. And that made me very happy to know that Sega hired fans to make an amazing 2D Sonic game. The only thing I don't care for Sonic Mania is in the fact that we only got a few new zones, and most of the levels were from other games. And I was hoping that we could get another 2D Sonic game where it had more original levels, but the original levels that we did get were really good. And then the changes they did to classic levels like Green Hill Zone and Chemical Plant were great too. So this is where I would place Sonic Mania in this list. It is my third favorite Sonic game. Coming in at number 2 is Sonic Unleashed. And now this is a game I never thought I would love, because when I first played this game back when I first joined the community, I only had the PlayStation 2 version, and it was okay. It's a lot worse than the 360 and PS3 versions, and even back then, the 360 and PS3 versions weren't that great. But now playing it on the Series S has really got me into this game. And I still haven't beat it. I'm still stuck on Dark Gaia. But it's such a fun game to play, and it is very challenging. And I like that because a lot of the newer Sonic games are a little bit too easy and they kind of hold your hand. But Unleashed is very challenging, and it's such a shame that this game didn't run that great on the 360, on the PS3, and even on the Xbox One, but it works like a dream on the Series S and X. And funny enough, the reason why I got my Xbox Series S in the first place was to actually play this game. And I finally sat down, and like I said, I played through most of it. I'm still stuck on the final boss. And some of it is very difficult, but Sonic Unleashed is a super amazing game, and I can see why a lot of people like this game now. And even I'm still like at first I wasn't really much of a fan of the Werehog stages, and I wanted Knuckles to replace those stages and be the playable character. But now I think it's a great game, and like I said, it's a shame it just couldn't work that great on the hardware it was released for. But my favorite Sonic game of all time is Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the complete package. And it's such a shame that it took them years to re-release this game because of legal issues with the music. But I am just so happy that Sonic 3 and Knuckles is available via Origins, but I also own the original on the Sega Genesis. But this game does everything that Sonic 2 does, but way better. You got the better Sonic sprites, you got the longer levels with different paths, you got the new gimmicks like the different monitors, and Knuckles made his debut in this game as well. It is just the best Sonic game, bar none, and I really think that everyone in who is a Sonic fan should experience the original Genesis slash Mega Drive version if you can, because this is how it was intended to be played with the final music, the Michael Jackson slash Brad Buxer soundtrack. It was meant to be played like that, and it's such a shame that Origins had to remove the best tracks in the game for these prototypes slash Sonic and Knuckles PC music. But it's just such a good game, and it's the best game in the series, bar none. So, this is the ranking of my top 5 Sonic the Hedgehog games. Do you agree with me? If not, if not, leave a comment in the comment section down below. And this has been another episode of the 10 Days of Sonic. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell for more, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.